Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is the Mallorca Connection. We have a very interesting topic, which is freedom versus security. And we are privileged to have an expert in-house. He is the star of our show. His name is Mr. Roland Friedl, and he is bringing value in so many ways. Let's welcome him to the program. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Great to see you. I'm pretty fine. Thanks a lot. Hope you too.
Yes, thank you. And thanks for that great episode on the last show. It's your healthy lifestyle. And Roland, I noticed that on your tagline, you have coach, speaker, author, hello, and entrepreneur. So tell us a little bit about each of these, then we'll get started on the show.
Well, actually, I became a coach by chance. I was, after university, I was in the corporate world, very, very fast growing career, very successful. I left the corporate world very, very early, to be honest. It's not because I didn't like the job or actually the check was amazing. No, the problem is maybe it sounds a little bit weird for our audience in Japan or in the US. We don't have much vacation, but in Austria we get 5 weeks, and it's not enough for me. I love traveling. I love to explore the world. So I said, okay, I have to build up my own business that gives me the freedom to travel and to know different cultures. So I built up different businesses, and by building up these businesses, I hired external trainers and coaches. And I fired them very early because I found out it's a lot of theory, but they have no idea about the real world. So I started training my own people. I also get educated in training. I learned methodology, stuff like that. And then some business partners came to me and said, "Hey, can you train my stuff too? Can you do this?" So I started working for Xerox worldwide 20 years ago and other companies. So I never had a website until 2020, and no business cards. It was all by recommendation. It was mouth by mouth. Marketing or business. So I became a coach, a trainer. I became a speaker. So companies invited me to speak in front of their management or staff when they have a kickoff meeting or whatever. I became an author. My book is going to be published this year. So I said, okay, maybe write a book, because all my delegates in the different workshops, do you have a book? Do you have a book of yourself? I said, no, there's so many books on the market. And finally I said, okay, let's do it one. So I become an author. What was quite challenging for me and an amazing journey too. And I call myself an entrepreneur because I'm very aware, very conscious what words mean and where the original comes from. Most people are not aware that all our words are coming from, doesn't mean from English or from in German language, like my mother language, we're taught in school, that's coming from Latin and Greek. Yeah, that's true, but all the Latin and Greek words come from Bharat, formerly known as India. Now that's Bharat. The name India became because the British conquered it for hundreds of years. But anyway, occupied it. So the oldest language is Sanskrit. So I'm very aware about words and I guess we had this conversation with one of my teachers, Dr. Jeffrey Armstrong, about what entrepreneur means, what organization means, and it has the same root like colonization, and entrepreneur is actually a very bad word when you look at the original word of it. So it's somebody who exploits everything, who robs everything, takes everything. So I said, no, I'm a entrepreneur. It's about being in balance and giving back. Yeah, not giving back a little bit. I mean, when you're a billionaire and a giver a million, it's just nothing. It's about really giving back. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, more or less. Besides here in USA Global TV and radio and doing some amazing shows here. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. I always like our audience to hear directly from you about what you're doing. So I'd like us to start off on our topic, freedom versus security. And you gave me this topic. What were you thinking at the time?
When I gave you because I'm a free and independent. I determine myself, describe myself as a free and self-determined, independent person. Not 100%, of course. I'm still part of this Western community, so with one leg or at least with two teeth of my legs, I'm still in, but most of the time I'm outside. I'm off grid. For me, freedom is the most important value. For me, being free, being self-determined, not being manipulated by somebody else, by society, by some governments or churches or religions or whatever. I love to be a self-determined being. And what I found out is it's not so easy, because on the other hand, it's being freedom and under security. We're also seeking security. And actually, I had a conversation with a friend of mine 2 hours ago about this topic too. And I said, okay, what do you feel about security? And I said, you know what? I'm still find small spots where I'm looking or seeking for security. It's still in me, of course. For example, I still have three insurances: my motorhome, my car, and my health insurance. So, as an example, but I love freedom, and I found out the more security you're looking for, the less free you are, and the more freedom you want, the more you have to give up security. And that's a challenging and very interesting journey the last 50-something years I went through.
Yeah, I love what you shared there. And I actually was having a conversation with someone recently about leaving the security of corporate. And it can be overwhelmingly scary, frightening, but you have to actually look at what are the positives that can come from it and what are the potential negatives if you don't take that opportunity to get your freedom. And by the way, when you get your freedom, you can also create your security. I don't think, at least for me, it didn't happen right away, but it has happened. And so I don't think that they're mutually exclusive. What do you think?
That's an interesting perspective, Dr. Jacalyn. Absolutely. I strongly believe when you're a free, self-determined person, you don't need security from outside. You feel safe inside, and that's the most important thing. For example, when you run your own business, you're not going to fire yourself. So if you need more money, you just work harder. Maybe you open another business, or you go in a different market, or you target a different audience, or whatever. So for me, actually, it's not this or that, but most people think like that. And of course, you have to give up to be a free person some things that you believe that give you security, but it's something from outside that's not working on the long term. But as you said, man, when you're heading for a free, independent life, you gain so much joy and you meet amazing people around. Actually, last weekend it was just crazy by chance. But you have to pay a price, and the meaning price is taking self-responsibility, and most people don't want it. Taking self-responsibility of every aspect in your life and making decisions and go for it. And that's not easy. It's a learning process.
It's so true. And when I think about my career in corporate, which was, I think, much longer than yours, I think you had started your first business while I was still way in corporate. But some of the things that I had missed, I can't even say that I missed them today, but initially it's March the 6th, 2020 was when I retired from corporate. So that was over 3 years ago. It's hard to believe, but I did miss the paycheck. I did miss the health benefits, and I did miss the ability to travel the world and stay at 5-star resorts and eat great food, and somebody else was picking up the tab. But as time went on, I don't miss any of those things. And I don't make the money I used to make yet. I don't have the same health benefits that I used to have yet. And I don't really care about traveling the world right now. So I feel like I'm in a great place because I have the freedom to create what I want. And the security that I have is that I've created it. So I have coaches like you, mentors like you, who can help direct me and guide me as I continue to grow the businesses. And I could never have that kind of autonomy when I was in corporate.
Absolutely. I don't know, but my parents have been very concerned. I come from a low middle class. My mom, she was a hairdresser, and then she was working in a doctor's office in a surgery. My father was a normal guy. He started in a company and he retired there. Uh, yeah, so lower middle class. I remember we had my father bought his first car when I was 8 years ago, a Volkswagen. We'll never forget that. Also, when we had a fuel vacation, we were traveling by train or stuff like that. So I was not raised in a wealthy family at all. But there was always this business in myself. It was not from my parents or my grandparents. But I remember I started my first business when I was 7 years old. When I started school, going to school with 7 years, because I was born in September and we start school in September, so I couldn't start with 6. I started with 7, and I was organizing a business for the break, for the lunch break. So I took the orders from my, how to call it, from the kid, to the boys and girls who went with me to school. So I took their orders. I organized the food, whatever they wanted, or the milk, the yogurt, or the sandwich, and I earned a margin on that. So I was 7 years old. I didn't think about a business, but I was the one who said, "Okay, let's organize it." And I did it, and I made some money when I was 7. So I don't know if it was in my blood system. I don't know, but. I was running different businesses all the time. But then my dad came to me and he said, "Roland, yeah, but you have to go to corporate world. You're not a team player." I said, "No, that's not true." So I went to corporate world just for my dad to show him I will also succeed in corporate world. So I went there and had a very fast career, and then I said bye bye again, and nobody understood it because I earned a hell of money and high reputation. I was connected to all this influencers at the time. We talk about YouTube influencers, we talk about politics, millionaires, and also stuff like that. But as I said, nice, yes, but I was never working for it was never important for my ego that people know me or I know this person, that person. For me, it was always traveling and be independent and free and do what I want to do, or at least so that I don't have to do what I don't want to do. Let's say it like this. This was always my goal: be free and independent as much as possible in this world. Okay, I'm not living off grid. I'm not living on a tiny island by myself. I'm not living in the forest. I'm still doing business and being part of it, but being as independent and as free as possible. Yeah, that's always my goal.
And you have done a number of programs on living a wireless life and just working from wherever it is you want to work. There's an incredible sense of freedom in that. But then, of course, for some people, they look at that and go, wow, I feel even less secure if I'm living on the road, like what you're doing. What are some key takeaways that you can share about your life on the road when it comes to freedom versus security?
Well, actually, before I moved living on the road, I was always living in different parts of the world and lived different islands and places. To be honest, when I was working on my so-called life concept in my early years, when I went to school, there was always a dream of traveling. So I said, okay, I have to do something or build a business that allows me to travel the globe and bring the business with me. So I'm not going to open a shop or open a production plant or something like that, because this binds me on a certain area or country, whatever. So I want to build up a business that allows me to bring it with me, tax-free, customs-free, from border to border, to say so. This was always one of my goals. So I was always looking for different business opportunities, income opportunities that allows me to do the business from all over the world. And to be honest, and the real kick came when internet came in the 90s. I said, wow, this is freedom. You can communicate with everyone. It's not this expensive phone calls or stuff like that. You can use internet. You can, and then you came this voice over IP and this free calls on different messengers and stuff like that. So it became easier and easier and easier. So this was always my prime goal, was always to be also in business independent, so I can travel, live wherever I want to live, work from all these places. But to be honest, I guess I said it in one of the previous shows, is don't do it to escape from something or somewhere or from yourself, because you're always taking yourself with you. Okay, so I think what is very, very important is what I learned in all these years is actually you have to heal yourself first. You heal your wounds first. Maybe you heal your childhood. Maybe you heal your relationship to your parents and your sisters and brothers. Maybe you heal your sexuality, your partnership, or whatever. Heal yourself first, or even when you start thinking about it, besides parallel, start healing yourself, because the shadows travel with you wherever you're going. So the shadow is always going with you. So that's very, very important. And this was a huge part of my journey, is healing myself. I'm still doing that. It's a never-ending story, I feel, because there's always something popping up. But it's about healing yourself. And because when you heal yourself, then you can love yourself, you can accept yourself, and then you, as I said, you have this safety, feeling safe in yourself. You don't need somebody from outside to clap on your shoulders and say you're good. You know that you're good, but you also know your weak points. You don't have to polish your ego. You just do what you think is right, without harming the environment and other people. But you have to heal yourself first. That's so important.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Roland. And I know you've discussed this topic before, but we always have new people who are joining us. So sometimes people will be so afraid of leaving their security, whatever it is, that they'll want to do something new on the side on a part-time basis. And I think there's pros and cons to doing that. Obviously, you still have the security, but at the same time, you don't really have any freedom because you're not really in any one thing. So what are your thoughts, starting a side gig? And if so, for how long? When do you finally go, okay, I'm going to quit the full-time thing and go with my side gig as a full-time thing?
Yeah. First of all, when you go independent in a business or have an independent lifestyle, as I said before, you be in the driving seat, taking self-responsibility, and leaving the comfort zone for most people is really scary. And I don't know why, but I love it. I love to challenge myself, and one of the reasons for that is because I really feel like I don't need any drugs. I don't need cocaine to feel good. I don't need bungee jumping or this extreme stuff. People do sometimes so extreme stuff because they don't feel themselves. I'm very connected to myself and to nature. So and this push, this hormone push I need from adrenaline, I get it from leaving my comfort zone. That drives me. I love it. This doesn't mean that I'm not full of fear and afraid. Of course, I feel fear, but it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop. Of course, sometimes I have self-doubts. I guess I shared the story already. And actually, last year in April, when I moved in the motorhome, I was driving 6 in the morning in my car, and I was panicking a little bit. I have really doubts of what's bringing my future, stuff like that. Just this monkey mind. I also have it, but it doesn't stop me. And to answer your question, when you think about starting a business, it depends on your circumstances. When you are young, or even when you're older, but you're free, you're not responsible for a wife or husband or kids, go 100%, go for it 100% from the beginning, and put everything in. And maybe you eat less, maybe you have no vacation like I did in the beginning and stuff like that. So you say, okay, I go full time. I'm really want to create a momentum. I put everything in my business, go 100%. But when you're responsible for kids, especially for small kids, going kindergarten, school, or university, you have to pay for them. You have a house and you have a partner, stuff like that. Then I suggest going part-time. Of course, building up a business part-time. There are many options like a franchise system, like Just Plus, like we do. Besides that, a nutrition or whatever. So start part-time and have this secure income from your corporate money, because maybe you have to pay a mortgage, the education for your kids, and the food and stuff like that. But the question you asked me the second was when go full time, and I always say when the part-time business tripled your full-time income. Because as an entrepreneur, you have to pay your own insurance, you have to pay your taxes, stuff like that. So your part-time check has to be triple high as your normal income, because you have, I don't know, I guess it's the same system in the US than here in Europe. When you work for a company, you don't have paid taxes because the company pays for you the taxes, meaning you get less from the salary. You don't see even this taxes on your bank account. So the company pays directly to the tax authorities your taxes. You don't have to do that. And also the fees for social security and health insurance. So you get this. You get the net money. So for example, your monthly salary is 8,000, but at the bank account you only see 5,000 because 3,000 is monthly taxes and insurance fees. So you don't even see the money. The company pays it for you here in Europe. But when you are independent, when you're building up your own business as an entrepreneur, at the end of the year you have to pay taxes, but you also have to pay monthly security, stuff like that. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have before a company car. Now you have to pay your own car and stuff like that. All these fringe benefits and stuff like that. So I said at least 3 times. The check has to be 3 times, but not the first check. Wow, hi, let's go. No, over a period of at least 6 months that you have okay, the income, the part-time income is stable, it's high, and then you can go full. That's my advice. Because I saw it many times that people go too fast full-time. And because the check was high, because they had a lucky month a lucky month or whatever. But your expenses are coming every month. Your mortgage, your rental, your insurance, and stuff like that. So I'd say 3 times, and over at least a period of 6 months. So it's stable.
Yeah, excellent advice as always. And I think it's important, just from my own experience, you really have to be committed to whatever it is you're doing. If you're starting a new business, you have to be committed to it. You may get all kinds of invitations from people to go do things. And I know people like this. They've started a business and they're only going to work 3 hours a day. Yeah, I don't think so. It's not going to be successful, be around too long. Or as soon as they start and I need to take a vacation because I'm tired. You have to push through all of that. And I think it's really changing your whole mindset that this is your baby. This is what you are creating and you are in control. So how determined you are and how much commitment you make to it is going to really, I think, equate to how successful you are. And as you've mentioned many times, failure is okay because you learn from it. So you could very well fail also, but what are you going to do with that failure? How are you going to turn it around?
Absolutely. When failures are there, it's feedback. It's feedback. It's also a wrong approach. And do it different, but don't give up. Do it differently. Find a different way. Be brave enough to take this feedback and say, "Oh fuck, it was a wrong direction. Let's go this direction and try it out this way, and don't force it in the wrong direction." So take the feedback and try it again and again, but don't give up. So that's one thing. But I also believe that when you want a freedom by building up your own business, as I said previously, you have to pay the price and be willing to work and not see it as I have to, I want to. You don't want to stop. You want to. It's more you're more inspired by talking about your business and doing your business than having a beer with friends or stuff like that. Yeah. So even sitting in front of your TV set or the Netflix show or gaming in your sofa with friends, if this is more attractive than your business, then you're not in the right business. So your business has to be the priority number 1 in your life. It has to be. To be honest. And I always made it priority number 1. And when you're in a relationship, as I said before, when you're married or engaged and you have kids, then have a clear conversation with them. I said, I got to build up a business for our future. It's going to be my priority number 1 for the next, be realistic, 3 to 5 years to build it up. And talk honest to your partner and say, you will see me less when he or she cannot engage in your business too. So it's hard work to create momentum, but it's also important in the beginning, and to be very clear about the impact that it has on your private life and your families and your friends. And to be honest, I lost some so-called friends because I had no time to have a beer or play snooker, or on every second weekend to drive to the Formula One race that we did earlier in Europe or stuff like that, or see a football or soccer game. I disappeared. I was working. But my really good friends, I still have them since 52 years, 39 years. So the really good friends are with me because they understood me and they supported me. Yeah, but we have to pay the price. And yeah, as you said, Jacalyn, a vision is good, but people have to call you crazy because you talk about every time, every day about your business. And then you're on the right spot. Who
I,
cares? Who cares that you tell you you're crazy? Who cares about that?
right, right. I agree. I'm laughing because, as you know, I work between 80 and 90 hours a week, and I really had to get my family on the understanding what it is I'm doing, because I have virtually no time to talk to anyone. So it's they supported me so much that now in the space where I am, I've taken over this entire floor. This is my studio. All my equipment, I've got wardrobe. But it's because of their support that has enabled this to happen. And in terms of friendships and relationships, I unfortunately don't have any time. I mean, I can get together with one or two girlfriends maybe for an hour, and they support what I'm doing. They're in amazement of what I'm doing. But the people on this platform are really my friends that I see week in and week out, and people like you, Roland, are my friends that give me great insights and support the work that we're doing here on this platform. So I think that's important, that you have a support group of people who are cheering you on, or who are just listening to what you have to say, because you are talking about the business on a regular basis.
Yeah, especially when you build up a business, surround with the right people. Yeah, at least get rid of those who don't support you. Yeah, and talk bad about it, don't have understanding. Get rid of them. These are not friends. Get really. It sounds harsh, but that's reality. I lost some so-called friends. To be honest, I don't miss them at all. I found so many crazy, inspiring new people. That's part of your improvement, of your development, that your value system is changing, your environment is changing, but also your friends are changing. Yes, but the good ones are still with me, as I said.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And something else I just want to share, and then I'd love to have you weigh in on it as well, is as a result of leaving corporate, I not only have the business, which is USA Global, I also have Dr. Jacalyn, which is a whole other set of services and things that we offer. But now, because of what we're doing here and because of the people who've been brought here, my colleagues and I just taught the power of listening to students in Zambia. I've been asked to be a presenter at a conference in Philadelphia. I'm going to be teaching the power of listening to library members. So all these new opportunities have come as a result of walking out the door corporate and going on this journey. And I'm just ecstatic and grateful. But it took leaving to have these opportunities.
Of course, and trust everything, trust the universe, and trust the process. And same happened to me. Once I started business, then this door opens, and then I started this business and this business. And the same happened to me, still happening to me. I'm also in a transformation process. I'm still thinking, do I really want to stay in training and facilitating workshops for managers, or and Salesforce, or maybe go a different way, do more broadcasting, focusing more on writing books, and doing different stuff that makes me more happy. And last weekend I said, yes, I go more in this direction. I did so many corporate trainings for businesses. I love it. Yes, I do. But the other thing attracts me more, and I started a new relationship, and my girlfriend, she's a healer. She is educating healers. She's not healing people, but she's educating healers. She started her business over 20 years ago. By the way, she was healing. She had a very aggressive, deathly cancer, and she was healing herself with energy, without any doctor, any surgery, any medication, just with energy. And survived this aggressive cancer, and everybody gave her up. And actually, she had two, how you call it, these death experiences. So she showed me how you call it, a letter from the hospital. She was this. So she died. She has a date where she died in an hour, but she came back and she healed herself. And since 20 years, she's teaching other people how to become a healer. And she asked me if I want to get involved in her business and support her and do stuff like that. So yeah, as I said, there are always open doors. And last weekend,
Looks like Roland might be frozen. So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back. So let's hear from one of our, oh, I think he's back. Oh, he's back. There you are. You're back.
What was the last thing you heard? I saw there were some network issues.
Yes, you were talking about your girlfriend teaches people how to be healers, and that she asked you to come into business with her, and then you got kind of cut off.
Yeah. So there is a business, a new business opportunity we start up. So we're finding our locations, organizing it, promoting it, and since I decided this, I met so many interesting people. You know, for example, last week I did a German podcast with a guy who is offering this cacao ceremonies, and I did 3 German podcasts with him. And he said, "Oh, thank you, Roland, so much." He shared it, and I said, I guess 200 people saw it in the beginning. I was, what, cool? And he said, I want to invite you and your girlfriend for a cacao ceremony. So we came this weekend there. And he gave me the number of the owner of this huge farm. It's an amazing countryside. And I called this guy and I said, okay, can I come with my camper, my motorhome, and park there? It's quite huge and heavy. Is it possible? And we had an hour conversation on the telephone. I said, yeah, you have to come, but please come earlier. We have some doctors, some scientists here. We do crazy stuff with sound healing and light healing. It's like an LSD trip without any drugs. So come earlier. So we came already on Thursday, and I made amazing new people, made amazing new friends. We designed some new projects together. And as you said, Dr. There's another door opener, and this barely happens in the corporate world. Maybe you can change your employer, but that's all. But when you start your own business and you stay open, you're ready, or you're ready and brave enough to leave your comfort zones, besides all the fears you have. As I said, I still have them, of course. Yeah. There's so much opportunities outside. Maybe your initial business, after a while you give it up and you do something different. Who cares? Do whatever you want and stop doing what you don't want.
Well, first of all, congratulations, Roland. That's really exciting. I'm very happy for you, meeting new people, looking at new business experiences. And I noticed we don't have your audience on from Facebook, but in the future, we'll have them connected so they can be joining us. What about for people who are interested in being part of your podcast? Can they somehow connect with you, or do you have a process?
Yeah, you have to be aware about the German language. It's in German. we do it in German. So when you're German speaking and you want to, you spread your audience in the DACH. We call it the DACH region. DACH stands D for Deutschland, Germany, A for Austria, Österreich, and CH for Switzerland. So when you want to be present in the German speaking, the DACH region, and you speak German, you can contact me. It's office@rolandfriedl.com. Very simple. And yeah, we can do that. I have a lot of fun to do something on the German-speaking market, because it's my mother language and it's easier for me to communicate, of course, and have a conversation on that topic. And it's a new field of learning, but I guess more and more I transform this broadcasting in supporting my girlfriend and building a podcast with her about going more and more in this healing, in this mystic world of healing, because it's so interesting. I had an amazing experience last weekend and amazing people I met. So I get more and more engaged in this direction. It's just amazing. And healing yourself. And it's so important that we heal ourselves. As I said in the beginning, we have to heal ourselves. Also mentally, as I said, we have to heal our wounds that have maybe been caused by our parents, by our brothers and sisters. Maybe we have some, how you call it, maybe somebody has been abused or something like that. We have to heal our wounds, our traumas from our childhood. We have to heal our polarity when we go in a partnership, so we can live a healthy polarity or a healthy partnership. We have to heal our approach to our community, and so we can really share and care by letting our ego die. This is, I guess, is very important. Letting our ego die, and then we can really share and care.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'd love to interview your girlfriend and have her spread the word about her work here on the platform too. That would be fun.
I'm gonna ask her. I have no idea about her English, but I will ask her. Yeah.
So, Roland, we have a few minutes left. What about freedom and security versus security? I want to say freedom and security because I feel like they go together. But what about this topic have we not yet covered that you'd like to have the audience know more about?
Yeah, I think one thing is, when you think about freedom versus security, is what triggers you when you hear freedom, and what triggers you when you hear security, and why do you need security, or which area why do you believe that in certain area of your life you don't want to give up security for any price? What's behind that? Is it reasonable? Does it make sense, like to have an I don't know, a health insurance? I guess makes sense. If you run a car or a motorhome, of course, it's obligatory. It's an obligation to have an insurance. But where you're looking for security, are you looking for security to have a regular income? Sorry, from a corporate job? Do you look for security? You need a partner relationship. You want to be, you don't want to be alone. Are you looking for security because you're going every vacation, you're going to the same hotel because you know the room, you know the food, you know the environment? Just check your daily, actually, yeah, your daily routine and how you're behaving and whatever you do. Where is security a huge part, and why is it? Can you give it up or not, and why you can't give it up, and what you're gonna lose when you give it up, and also what you're gonna gain when you give it up. So make a check of it, and really scan your life, your job, your partnership, your friends, your hobbies, where you go on vacation. Is it because your security is so important? Can you give it up? Yes or no? Just scan it, and be really surprised where security is an important part of it. As I said, I still have some points, some an obligation, of course, because as I said, I'm driving a car, so I need an insurance for that. But I don't have a house insurance. I don't have an insurance when I cannot work. So again, additionally, I don't have this stuff. I never, because I don't focus on negative things. Why should I pay an insurance company that pay me money when I cannot work? I take care about myself. I eat healthy. I work out. I don't go. I love to go for risk, but I'm not crazy. I'm not jumping down, I don't know, from a high rock into a lake, and I don't know how deep the water is, so I don't take any kind of this risk. So why should I pay a hell of money in an insurance company to pay me when I cannot work? So why do I need this? So many people have different insurances to feel security. So yeah, as I said, just scan your daily life. Just scan it. Where can you give it up? And what you can gain by being free and really briefing. To be honest, I loved my huge house in Mallorca. I really loved it. It was an amazing house. I loved it. And it was a kind of security. Yes. But it cost me a hell of money. It cost me a hell of work. And actually, the house owned me and not the other way around, because it was a hell of work and money. And now I feel so free. Absolutely free. So check your life. Scan it.
Thank you, Roland. I can really relate with what you're saying. After this, I'll be going for a walk, and I typically walk the same path because I like to walk over this bridge. It's a long bridge, and I like to get to the other side. I'm in a different place. I like to look at the water. And I said to myself, I'm probably going to walk 7 miles today. I'm going to change it up once I cross the bridge and go different streets and see what I can see. And I really felt awkward. As soon as I got to the one street where I normally turn around, I said, go another street, go 2 more blocks. I went 2 more blocks, and then I took a right, and I saw all these homes, and I saw these people, and I saw the beach, and I thought, wow, all this time I've been walking the same path, and I miss these things. So I still like, and I think this is a security part of it, I still like walking over the bridge, which some people don't like walking over a bridge. So I'm going to keep that part of it. But before and after, I'm going to be going different ways so that I can see what else is out there.
Yeah, getting out of routines, when routines are supportive, sometimes helpful, of course, but I think it's deadly boring.
It is. It's something else I just started doing. This will be day 3. I have this inversion chair. Do you know this, for yoga? And you can do headstands and all kinds of things. And I watched a couple of videos, and now I'm doing a whole core workout with bringing my legs down and bringing them up and bringing them into my knees. So anyway, it's really great. I feel a new level of strength because my core is pretty strong, but now I'm using different muscles. So I think that's important too, because I didn't even know I had them, and now I really feel them. But it's all about changing your routine.
Yeah, as I said, safety, security is inside. And some people ask me, when I was traveling in South Africa, and I was in areas where even the police is not going in. I was there with my wife, and because I wanted to see different spots in South Africa and South America, different spots. And people said, nothing ever happened? I said no, because I didn't expect it. And when I go to, I don't know, in a ghetto or whatever you want to call it, if I don't know, I did in South Africa and Brazil, it never happened anything to me, because the guys, when they looked at me, I actually could feel that I feel secure and that I'm not scared or something like that. It always helped me. And actually, last year they robbed my Rolex from my arm in Spain, so it can happen everywhere. But this doesn't mean that I stop traveling, or that doesn't mean that I say no, I never go again to Spain or something like that. It can always happen something. There's no 100% security at all. You even can die in your bed or fall from your stairways at your home. So yeah, get out of the comfort zone. You miss so much stuff.
Roland, I just wanted to say that I actually was doing a show with you right after you had your watch stolen. And many people, probably me included, would have been completely like, oh, I can't do the show. You were just totally calm. I mean, it was a Rolex, is worth money, probably has memories tied to it. And you handled it really well. So I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, the reason for that is, of course, it was a shock for me that it happened to me, because why does it happen to me? That's one thing. The second thing is, yeah, I really love this watch because it was the first Rolex I bought many, many years ago with my money. Because I said, when the check is double high than the cost of the Rolex, a week check, then I buy it. So I did it. So it was a little bit emotional for me, but I'm not attached to things. I enjoy them. But when they're gone for any reason, then they're gone. It's time to let them go.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's time for us to go as well. So if you could share your contact information and who you'd like to reach out to, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, my contact information it's quite simple. It's when you email me, it's the best way to contact me. It's office@rolandfriedl.com. It's my name. It's also my website. My name, Roland, ROLAND FRIEDL.com. Who wants to contact me? Yeah, everyone who gets triggered or inspired. When you get triggered, maybe you can find a solution for your triggers, or you get inspired what I'm talking about. Just let's contact. I love sharing, caring, networking. I love to meet interesting people. Tell me your story. I love to hear your story. Yeah, let's connect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Roland. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, very looking forward. So next week we have a Planet Earth show again and the Mayo Connection. Very looking forward to it. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. All the best.
Thank you.
Have a good start into the week. Thank you.
Thanks, you too. Bye for now.
Bye.
And thank you to each of you who are watching on the live or watching on the replay. If you would like to be part of our platform here at USA Global TV, all you have to do is go to our website, which I'm actually going to bring up since we have a couple of minutes here, and have you take a look at it to see how easy it is to go ahead and book in as our guest. So you can go to either usaglobaltv.com or usaglobaltvandradio.com. And once you get there, this is what you'll see. You can go to our shows, or you can stay here on this page and find out about our mission. You have an opportunity to meet me. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here. And you can also go here to shows and get a look at where we stream, as well as our reunion shows coming up. And these are the shows. So you can watch right here from our platform, and you can learn more. We have about 40 different shows, so be sure to go through and take a peek. You can also meet our team. Our team is from literally across the world. And then we've got some great testimonials from our team members, so you can go and check these things out also. And to book your session to be a guest on our show, we're super proud of the fact, and this is an outdated number now, that we hit 500,000 views for this year on July the 8th. So we'll be updating that soon. And that's just on one channel. That's on one of our platforms on YouTube. We've got a number of guest testimonials about their experience with us, and we'd love to have you join us as well. You have the opportunity to be interviewed without charge 3 times. So 3 interviews in a calendar year. And we used to have it where you could come 10 times. But what I found was that people were using us for publicity and they weren't actually investing anything back into the platform. And then other people were not able to get scheduled because the times were all booked up. So 3 times a year. And if you want to come back after that, we're more than happy to have you. There is a one-time fee of $37.97. And you may ask, why is there a fee? Because we've given you 120 minutes of hosting and airtime without any charge. And your $35.97 will get reinvested back into the platform. And all guests need to have headphones or AirPods. If you haven't had 3 interviews, then you'll keep scrolling down. If you have, then you'll come here and pay for your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 20th. And then, of course, we offer coaching and courses to help you be the best version of you as an interviewee. And you come down here to book your session. So many times people will ask me, how can they meet with me? You can go right here to book if you want to talk about a potential collaboration. You can also go ahead and book in if you're interested in taking your life and having results aligned with your goals, as well as learning how to be a professional podcaster. We offer that coaching. Then these are the shows. And so, for example, if you wanted to be on, let's say, the art in creating mental health wealth, you would come here and you would scroll until you see an opening, which the next opening is next week. And then you would go ahead, click, and all time zones you see are in Eastern time. So since we have people from all over the world, you would have to translate this to the time zone that you're in. You would go ahead and book and then fill in this information. So make sure you don't have anything else in the cart. Fill in your name, fill in your email address, your phone number. Why is the phone number important? Because many times people get confused with the time zone and they're not showing up at the right time. So we give them a call and say, hey, we're backstage. Can you make it now? You'll provide 3 to 5 topics here that you'd like to discuss. And then we'd love to know how you found us. Did you find us on Google? Did somebody refer you? Was it on through a publicist? Let us know. And then email your bio social links to info@usaglobaltv.com. Once all of this is filled out, this confirm booking bar will turn color. I think it turns black. And then you will get a confirmation that you are booked on the show. So the day before, you also get a confirmation, and that's how easy it is. So thank you for taking a look at that. And again, if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you with us. All right. As we sign off, we're going to hear from one of our team members, Mr. Simon McDonald, and then we will be back with our next show, which is A Woman's Prerogative Part 2. Let's take a look.
Hello everyone, I'm Simon McDonald. I live in the West Highlands of Scotland, a very beautiful part of the world. Seems a long way from the USA Global TV station. But remember, USA Global TV is worldwide. It's a fantastic platform. And every Wednesday, I come along here as part of the show of the United Kingdom News and Culture. And it's just like a family reunion each time. It's one of these amazing stations that has such a beautiful, friendly, and intelligent atmosphere as well. And we reach out to an audience in the most unimaginable places. And I came here, I don't know, must be over a year ago now. I was introduced by Dr. Philip Chan, and I met Ian Plum-Turner and Helena Chard, who are co-presenters on the show. And then Diane Floyd-Bem came along as well. And I mean, the 5 of us, Dr. Jacalyn, of course, who is our host and our mentor, has just made this show work so well. Tremendous people, lovely time we have, and we impart a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. Nothing's rehearsed. It's all done off the cuff, and it all just gels. And we get great feedback from people coming back and saying how they're enjoying the show. It's lovely to hear. And it's lovely to get that interaction from outside as well. And we're all listeners, and some of us are elevated listeners as well. So we enjoy every second of it, and we hope you do too.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Carruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Bella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book, Bella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Bella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.